in my cold garage, we were going to be working on getting the transmission ready to take out. It's not something I really like to do by myself, so I'll probably get some help when I get to that point. But we're going to go into there and just show you a couple of things that have to be done. Where I usually start first is I take the drive shaft out. Drive shaft has two straps here. I put a new kit on, so I got nice new hardware. It should come off nice and easy there. From that point, we take the drive shaft out. It just slides out the back of the transmission here. It might be a little hard to see. Let's see if I can get a light on it. A little better. Yes, that just slides out the back here. One of the things we want to do too is we'll want to drain the transmission. It's going to have a drain plug on the side here, if I remember right from last time I did it. And then we want to make sure we take out this speedo cable. You can tear that if you just drop the transmission with that on it. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll also take out the transmission cross member here and then just put a jack stand on the back, just holding up the back here with this guy out. It makes it a little easier when somebody comes over. All we have to do is unbolt and pull it out. You gotta take this spring off right here, and once that spring is off, we can just pull that rod forward and out of the way. And I also like to take this off with the bell housing, just because it's got the shifter doodad in there, the lever. And I think there's also a wire that goes on the top that we have to make sure we unplug too. But once all that stuff's out, it's pretty much, I think there's just 4 bolts around the top here. The 2 I can get from the engine bay on the top, and then the ones on the side here I can just get from underneath. And I think I have to take off this Z-bar that is part of the clutch linkage, which I absolutely hate. But we'll see when we get there. And then I think I also need to take off my headers, at least on this side, probably on both sides, and I also hate doing that. So we'll get started with the easy stuff and go from there. So what you see me doing here, I'm just going through all the 8 header bolts. Half of them are impossible to get to because that's how headers are shaped. I also pulled off the spark plug wires. You'll see that probably later, while pulling on one of the boots, I just yanked the ceramic part of the spark plug off of one of the spark plugs. So I decided I might as well just replace all the spark plugs. So you'll see that in a little bit. This is the other side here, same thing. Go through, pull all the spark plug wires out, go back, hit all the bolts off the headers, and you're good to go. Down low too, I disconnected the collectors already, so those should be loose and free to move. Through here you see me disconnecting the linkage that goes between the headers, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. And then next we go through and disconnect. Once it's disconnected, we'll go underneath and drain the transmission fluid. There's just a bolt that's flat, a square head that you just loosen up and take that out. Hey everybody, so I didn't film everything that we did, but I had a friend of mine come over, Connor. He has a bunch of projects he's working on. Maybe we'll show some to you sometime. But we did get the transmission out and back in with a new clutch in there. Try to show you underneath here a little bit, just nothing too crazy, but to do this with the way I've got my car set up, we do have to take off the header on that side, header on this side. The exhaust also comes off here. Then there's some bolts around the back of the engine to the trans. Those are pretty easy. A little hard to get to, but not too bad. And then you got the cross member here. So one trick to do this, if you are doing this in a car like mine that's a little modified, if you take a jack and just jack up the front of the engine a little bit when you're putting the transmission back on, slides on much easier.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast.